Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about a widely used chemical analysis techniques that play a key role in labs across various industries, mainly in the pharmaceutical industries. That is KF titrator or Karl Fischer titrator. Friends, my YouTube channel name is Pharma Quality. So please view, like, comment and subscribe my channel. So now first of all we will discuss what is Karl Fischer titration. So Karl Fischer titration is a chemical analysis method used specifically for quantitative determination of water content in various substances. That means it's used to find out exactly how much water is present in a sample, whether it's a powder or liquid or even a solid material, right? So it's named after Karl Fischer, that scientist who developed this method way back in 1935. So even today, his techniques used for moisture analysis because of its accuracy, specificity, and suitability for a wide range of materials. So now here we will discuss the principle of Karl Fischer titration. So the Karl Fischer titration is based on a redox reaction. In this reaction, iodine reacts with the water in presence of sulfur dioxide and a base, such as imidazole. So this specific chemical reaction allows the system to accurately measure the amount of water present in a sample, making it a trusted method in laboratories for moisture analysis, right? So now here is the reaction. That is S2O plus I2 plus SO2 plus 3Rn that will break into the RNHSO4R plus 2RNHI, where Rn represent a base such as imidazole. That means sulfur dioxide and iodine reacts with water and amines to form sulfate and iodide salts of the amine, right? So now an important point to note is that the reaction is stoichiometric. That means the quantities of reactants are in a fixed ratio. Specifically, 1 mole of iodine react with 1 mole of water. This 1:1 molar ratio is critical for accurate moisture calculation during the titration process, right? So now here we will discuss the types of Karl Fischer titration, right? So first one is the volumetric method. So this method is suitable for sample with higher water content, typically ranging from 0.1% to 100%. So in this approach, the Karl Fischer reagent which contains iodine is added from the burette during the titration process, right? Next one is the coulometric method. So this is the method of choice for low level moisture detection from as little as 10 micrograms and up to the 10 milligrams of water. So here instead of adding iodine directly, the iodine is generated electrochemically from the iodide at the anode, right? So each method is chosen based on how much water is expected in the sample, ensuring accuracy across the different ranges. So now here we will discuss the instrumentation and components of Karl Fischer titrator. So first one is the titration vessel. So here you can see this is the titration vessel. So this is where the sample and reagents are placed for the titration to take place, right? Next one is the electrode. So there are two types of electrode, that is indicator and generator. So indicator is used in this KF titrator and generator is used in the coulometric titrator, right? So here you can see this one is the electrode. So specifically this is used for the this indicator electrode is used for the KF titrator, right? Next is the burette. So here you can see the burette which is used into this KF titrator. So it is used to precisely deliver the iodine containing the reagent. So here you can see this is the KF reagent and this burette will be used to deliver this KF reagent for reaction purpose, right? Next one is the solvent. So typically methanol, that is dried methanol, is used to dissolve both sample and reagents, right? Next one is the Karl Fischer reagent. So These include commercial solution like hydranal, right? Next one is the stirrer and processor. So there will be the small magnetic stirrer which will help to mix the sample and reagents, and this instrumentation can be connected with the some processor like software which will be used as a operation and calculation of the result, right? So this is overall the instrumentation of the KF titrator. So now here we will discuss the KF factor determination. So prior to start your analysis, that is water content determination, you need to determine the KF factor, right? So prior to start, ensure that instrument is clean and connection are properly established. So in the step 1, we need to place about 40 ml of methanol or another suitable solvent into the titration vessel, right? In the step 2, place the Karl Fischer reagent into the instrument, right? In the step 3, open the software system and select the correct method. In the step 4, fill in the sample details such as sample name, batch number, AR number, sample size or any other remarks, right? In the step 5, click the start option. The instrument will now perform the conditioning, right? So in the step 6, after conditioning is completed, click the start again and add the amount of sodium titrate dihydrate between 20 to 125 mg. So the KF factor determination will be done by the sodium titrate dihydrate, right? In the step 7, enter the exact weight of the sodium titrate dihydrate sample, and you need to put the weight into the software system and then click on the OK option. Then the instrument automatically finish the run and display the report, right? And now the same way repeat the Karl Fischer factor determination 2 more times, right? Then calculate the average of 3 reading. So all 3 reading you need to calculate the average, right? So the acceptance criteria, that is percent RSD of 3 readings should not be more than 2.0%, right? So this is overall the KF factor determination process. So now here we will discuss the water content determination process. So before start of analysis, ensure that KF factor determination is completed. So in the step 1, select the appropriate method for the sample analysis from the instrument software, right? Then transfer enough tried methanol or another suitable solvent into the titration vessels, following the instruction in the test procedure. Next, ensure that the volume of solvent is sufficient to completely cover the electrodes, right? And in the next step, accurately weigh the sample quantity as mentioned in the individual procedure, right? So use suitable transferring tools like weighing board, butter paper or syringes to transfer the sample into the titration vessel. In the next step, unless otherwise specified in the individual monograph, use an accurately weigh or measured amount of the sample that is estimated to contain between 2 to 250 mg of water, right? So the amount of water to be analyzed will depend on the water equivalency factor of the reagent and on the method of endpoint determination. Then finally operate the instrument as per SOP and determine the water content results. So this what I have explained based on the metrohm KF titrator and the Tiamo software which is compatible with this metronome instrument. So in this way you can determine the water content, right? So this is all about the Karl Fischer titrator basics. Thank you so much.